Hello, grade 4. Our lesson today is about verb tenses. We're going to talk about three different tenses. One, the present tense. Two, the past tense. And three, the future tense. The present tense talks about actions that are happening now, right now in the present. Like we learn about fossils and dinosaurs. What we're talking about is happening now. In the past tense, we're talking about an action that happened already. Okay? Learned. We learned about dinosaurs yesterday. Yesterday is something that's already happened. So, yesterday we learned. Learned is past. Past means the action already happened. A verb in the future tense shows that an action will happen. Okay? Will is our clue that we're talking about the future tense. Will do something, whatever our verb is, tells us that it has not happened yet. Okay, it's something that will happen. Okay, future means it's going to happen after. All right, we will learn about dinosaur fossils tomorrow. See, we'll learn and tomorrow show us that our action has not happened yet. All right, so we know that the tense now tells us when the action takes place. Most verbs in the past add ed to show that they are in the past. And the special verb will is used to form the future tense. All right, so again, we said ed for past, talked, ed for learned. Most verbs, not all, like here, find becomes found. It's an irregular verb. We'll talk about irregular verbs in another lesson, but most verbs add ed, like talked and learned, to form the past tense. Future, we add the special helping verb will. Okay? Will is used to form future tense. We'll talk, we'll find, we'll learn, we'll play, we'll laugh, we'll jump, we'll dance. Okay? Will shows us it has not happened yet. We talked about the present tense, and when we add s, when we add es, remember we talked about this present tense verb? We talked about present tense last year. Do you recall? All right, so let's move on. And we'll look at some examples. As we look at the examples, we will explain why they are the tense that they are, and we will explain how the tense is formed. Okay? The first one we have as an example here is fossils give us clues about the past. Give is an action that is happening now, so it is present tense. Although it talks about the past in the sentence, the verb itself, the action is happening now, present. Fossils tell us about plants and animals of long ago. Again, tell is talking about action that is happening right now. Okay, so it again is present. Our teacher studied dinosaur fossils. The ed at the end of studied tells us that this is a past tense verb. It has already happened. Dinosaurs lived on Earth long ago. Again, past. There's that ed in our verb to tell us that this action has already happened. Fossils provide information about dinosaur sizes. Provide is an action that is happening now. Again, we are talking about the present tense. I will ask questions about the dinosaur's diet. Will is our special verb that we use to show that the action has not happened yet and will happen in the future, future tense. All right, let's look at some more examples together. Remember, the tense tells whether the action takes place in the present, now, the past, already happened, or the future will happen. Okay? Workers found fossils in layers of rock. Found is the past tense of find. It is an irregular verb, and we will go over irregular verbs in a separate lesson. Found is past. Scientists studied these fossils carefully. Again, there's our ed at the end to tell us that this is past tense. They learned what dinosaurs ate. Again, ed, past tense verb, past. People continue to study dinosaurs today. Continue is happening now. So this is a present tense verb. They will search for more clues about the past. Will is our clue that this is a future tense verb and the action has not happened yet. All right, let's look again. This asks us to pick out the verb as well as tell the tense. Let's read them together. Our class left for a field trip at 8 a.m. Left is the verb. Class is our subject. What did our class do? It left. Left is in the past. Left is the past of leave. We traveled by bus to the park. There's our ed at the end of our verb, traveled, so we know that this is a past tense verb. We search a riverbank for fossils. Search. Search is an action that's happening now. This is in the present. Sorry, the present. We eat a picnic lunch under a big tree. Eat is an action that is happening now. We are talking about the present tense. We will leave the park at 2 o'clock. Will leave is a reference to the future. Remember, will tells us that the action has not happened yet. All right, now I want you to pause your video and you will go to page 35 in your language arts practice book, and I want you to complete the exercises. Once you complete the exercises, I want you to come back and check your answers for page 35 with me. Okay, pause the video now, get your language arts practice book and complete page 35. Then return and we'll check the answers together. All right, let's take a look at page 35 together. The top part of our page says to write past, present, or future to tell what tense the verb is that's underlined. Marco studies insects whenever he can. Studies is present tense. We can tell by that S on the end. Remember, we add S or ES to, we add S or ES to, or IES by changing Y to present tense verbs. So studies is present. The action is happening now. He thinks they are fascinating creatures. Again, there's an S on the end of our verb, present. He started studying them several years ago. There's ED on the end of our verb. That shows us that we're talking about the past. He wanted to become an expert on the subject. Again, past, there's our ED on the end of our verb. Many people consider Marco an expert already. Consider is present and the action happens now. Marco says insects are the largest group of animals. Says, there's our S on the end, showing that we have present tense happening now. It will take him many years to learn about them. Will take, future. Remember, our clue is will, the action has not happened yet. Yesterday, he talked about them in science class. Talked, again, ED at the end, past tense. Everyone learned a lot of interesting facts. Learned, again, has ED at the end, past tense. Someday, Marco will write his own book about insects. Our clue, the word will, tells us that the action has not happened. This is future tense. Letter B says to underline the verb and then write the tense of the verb. Scientists named about 800,000 kinds of insects. Scientists is our subject. Named is what the scientist did. Named ends in ED, so we know it is past. They classify about 7,000 new kinds every year. Classify is a verb talking about an action that is happening now, present. Insects live almost everywhere on Earth. Live talks about action that is happening now, present. They and insects are both plural subjects. That's why there's no S or ES on either verb. Scientists will discover many more kinds in the future. Will, again, our clue for future tense. Maybe Marco will help them. Will, again, future. Okay? All right, that's it for our verb tense lesson. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.